Hey everyone, it's Rihanna and welcome back to Favourite Film Friday. Today I'm going to be discussing Labyrinth, which is an 80s classic starring David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly. Labyrinth is a children's fantasy film. I'm not sure whether I should actually call it for children because when you watch it it's kind of disturbing, but as a child you don't really understand it. Because I watched this film as a child so many times and even as an adult I really enjoyed Labyrinth. I can rewatch it endlessly. This film came out in 1986 and was directed by Jim Henson with a screenplay by Terry Jones. Jennifer Connelly plays the main character Sarah, who's a spoiled 16-year-old girl who wishes her brother away to the Goblin King, played by David Bowie. His character name is Jareth and she has 13 hours to solve a labyrinth in order to save him from becoming a goblin. Labyrinth isn't going to be everyone's cup of tea because there are puppets in this and they are scary. There is one particular scene in this film that I actually have to skip over because I'm creeped out to this day. But however, Labyrinth is so much fun. It's fantasy, it's fun, it's 80s classic. David Bowie wears a very skin-tight lycra suit and you can see things that you probably shouldn't see, but David Bowie is great in the film and he also does the music. He produces it and he sings the songs, and the soundtrack to this film is incredible. The fantasy element is amazing because they all do practical effects, like with puppeteering. The creature design is amazing, like with Hoggle and Ludo, who is this big red creature, kind of like Chewbacca but very large and mystical and mythical. However, the creature design is amazing in this film. The fantasy just comes more alive with this more realistic, gritty sense of the world of the labyrinth. Every single actor in this film does a great job, but it's not like breathtaking Oscar worthiness, because all around Labyrinth isn't the most groundbreaking kind of best film ever like The Shawshank Redemption or Inception. It's just a really memorable, fun fantasy film that really stands out to me, being one of those films from my childhood. Even to this day, Labyrinth really stands out to me. I love the music, I love the characters, the rewatchability is ridiculous, and this film just makes me really happy. Two different sides to Labyrinth. There is the fun fantasy side and then there's the really creepy, dark, old man is obsessed with 16-year-old girl side of Labyrinth, but however, I just enjoy it all around. It's fun, it's fantasy, it's 80s, so it's really cheesy, like with the music, but some of the music is just ingenious. Like, it's really hard for me to not sing the songs from the soundtrack because they're so iconic by David Bowie. Dance Magic Dance, As the World Falls Down, they're all so good. It's a pretty simple fantasy quest story, but there are lots of twists and turns that are just so much fun to watch. All these different characters and creatures that are introduced in the world of the Labyrinth, they're just so much fun and amazing for children and for adults. Labyrinth has somewhat of a cult following, but for me it will always be an 80s classic of a film. It'll always be a masterpiece. It'll always be a little bit cheesy, but always enjoyable every single time I watch it. I absolutely love Labyrinth and will never stop watching Labyrinth, and even from a kid turning into an adult, it's just 10 times better. For me, Labyrinth is classic and timeless, will never get old. The creature design, the characters, the songs in this film are just perfection to me, and that is why I absolutely love it. It brings so many different elements to this film with the fantasy, the darkness, the musical, the comedy. Every single thing just works so well in this film. So if you guys have seen Labyrinth, let me know what you thought of it down below in the comments, and what is your favourite 80s movie? If you like this review, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I put on one of these every single week and we'll have more movie and TV reviews for you guys very soon. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. That's all I have for you today. Bye!